the weekend of June 26th, and we're going in the dark with SuperGirl. The film is directed by Craig Gillespie. It is the second entry in the James Gunn DC universe. It stars Millie Alcock and Jason Momoa, and David Cornsweet does make an appearance as Superman, and of course Krypto. The film follows Kara Zor-El, who is Superman's cousin. She escapes the destruction of Krypton and winds up on Earth, where she has immense powers. And she is on a binge. She is not accepting what happened to her planet or what happened to her family. And she's taking it a little bit different than what Superman did. Supergirl's personality is very different to Superman, and they do make it a point to bust the audience, the difference between both. And I do believe they succeed extraordinarily well with that objective, and as well as allowing us into a darker side of the Supergirl's universe with a little bit of Mad Max Fury Road thrown in there. It really does work. And villains are excellent. I enjoyed a lot of the characters, aliens, and different powers that inhabit this universe that Earth is in too, because Superman is on Earth and Supergirl uh, on Earth, but she's kind of a vacation to celebrate her birthday, and she just gets trashed. And it does add a little bit of human touch to her personality. I wouldn't say she's drowning her sorrows in liquor, but she's definitely drowning her past in liquor. And winds up meeting a girl who is on a revenge tour. Her parents were brutally murdered, and now she wants revenge. And Supergirl does help her get through the unfortunate circumstances that saw her family brutally murdered. And the girl is hell-bent on revenge. And Supergirl is also looking for the same person because she needs to help her dog. And one of the touching moments for me, because I'm a dog owner and I just love my dogs, that fact that she is willing to give up everything to save her dog, as many of us would. And the girl is willing to give up everything for revenge. And some of us are willing to do that as well. So I do think the film does a great job in combining all of those elements for a really entertaining, I think it was an hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer, but it worked. I love the effects. I love the direction. I think Millie Alcock is excellent as Supergirl. And Jason Momoa as Lobo is a no-brainer. You can't have a good superhero movie without a good villain. And Matthias Schoenaerts does a great job as the villain Krem in Supergirl. And he just really knocks it out of the park. He is complete villainy. DC has always done a great job in providing us some of the most classic villains in comic book history that have translated incredibly well onto the big screen. I'm really looking forward to what else James Gunn has in store for us in using Supergirl moving forward in the DC universe he's reimagining. As you can tell, I am recommending this film. I do recommend that you see it on IMAX, but if you can't see it on IMAX, I do recommend you see it anyway. It is a really good film. It's very entertaining. The visuals are stunning, and it's a good summer popcorn flick. Now, the critics have been harsh on Supergirl, and I believe there's a reason for that. I really think that powerful female characters on film, and especially a film that is almost entirely female driven, 80% of film critics, and especially those that contribute to Rotten Tomatoes, are men. And they always seem to have a problem with strong women in film. You just look back at all of the films that have had powerful female lead characters, and there's always a little something they don't like. There's something in Jurassic World that was wrong with Scarlett Johansson. There was something wrong with Lucy, another Scarlett Johansson film that I thought was excellent. But a lot of these critics didn't like Lucy. And somehow they even managed to trash their beloved Marvel characters to the point where Marvel has just killed off most of the women in that universe. Oh, but what about Terminator and Alien and Aliens? Well, those films were released before Rotten Tomatoes even saw the light of day. Those films were pre-internet, and the way Rotten Tomatoes comes up with ratings for films like Aliens and Terminator is an aggregate collection of all of the reviews when they were released in the 70s and 80s. So they really can't say Sigourney Weaver or Linda Hamilton did this or did that because that's just not what the reviews were. The reviews for those films, of course, were excellent, and Rotten Tomatoes had to follow suit. I do believe if the film critic world was a little bit more gender diverse, some of these films would get a better shake on succeeding at the box office. I don't think any of this is really going to hurt Supergirl. The theater I was at was packed, and it was in the afternoon. So I do believe the film is going to do well. I don't think it was expected to be anything extraordinary in terms of box office receipts or even anything deep in terms of the storyline. It is an entertaining film, and it does follow along the DC map of the Superman universe. And I'm looking forward to more. And I'm looking forward to more powerful women characters in film, in the DC universe, Marvel universe, horror films, and science fiction. Women do a great job in handling adverse situations in real life. So why wouldn't they at the movies in the dark?
In the dark.